Well, hello, my peaceful Pisces. How are you, my darlings? Welcome to your reading for the week of the 13th of June 2022. I am going to just pull a card from the Chakra Insight Oracle just to give us a bit of a feel for maybe the overall energy of the week, whether there's any particular areas that might need a little bit of extra love and attention, a little bit of extra focus in terms of energy points or chakras in your body. So here we have the physical health card. The words on the card, if you can't see it, are vitality, strength, body image, and balance. Okay, so this is definitely sitting in the lower end of our chakras. Looking at those words, I would say it's probably going to be into that base chakra, potentially a little bit of sacral chakra energy going on there as well. So let's see how that ties into the rest of your reading. Now, I'm going to be using the Tarot of Curious Creatures by Chris-Anne, and I'm doing a layout called Outside of the Box. So it's a design that I have come up with myself. And the intention is to get one card at a time. We'll look at the story as a whole, and then we'll break the cards down one by one, and then come back to tying anything up at the end as we need. So this first card out is in the position of your week as a whole. It is the Ten of Wands. If you know your cards, you may have a feeling for what the energy of your week is. Okay, we won't talk about that too much for now. We'll keep going and we will get our next card out, which is something unexpected or a surprise this week. So we've got the Four of Pentacles come out in that position. Now, I have called in my guardians, guides, angels, and ancestors who love me unconditionally and are of the highest vibration. The next card out we had is the Ace of Cups, and this is in the position of how we can stay grounded and focused this week. I almost want to swap those two cards around, but we will talk about that when we get to it. So the next card out, position number 4, is our emotions this week. All right, my beautiful Pisces, the Page of Wands in that position. Okay, the next card out we are looking for is the card that talks about our inspirations for the week. What might inspire us, what could help to inspire us, as the case may be. So that card out is the Seven of Wands. Okay, interesting card for that position, but we'll see how it all unfolds. Next card out is the Sun, and that's sitting in the position of how we can best support ourselves this week. The bottom corner card is the Wheel of Fortune. This is sitting in the position of relationships. Okay. Right, there's 3 cards there. I just need some guidance on this. So in terms of your career, we have the King of Swords, and then the messages that both these are going to be, okay, messages from the universe. Interesting coupling there of the Tower and the Queen of Swords. Okay. And I am just getting, thank you guides, a little message that they would like another Chakra Insight Oracle card. So let's see if we can get another card there just to help tie everything together for us. Very interesting mix of cards going on here, Pisces. That's the card there, okay. Right, so the card that has come out is the Love card. The words on the card are kindness, benevolence, sharing, and receiving. So interesting that that came up, because I was looking at, in terms of your emotions or heart kind of related cards that I wasn't really seeing much. So I'm kind of pleased that this has come out. So this is how, obviously sitting in our heart chakra. You do have an Ace of Cups. So there is this potentially this new beginning in terms of something that is going to be coming towards you in terms of, enriching that overflowing abundance, joy, love, all that good stuff. So that is in the cards literally for you. But it's nice to get that confirmation of that heart, concentrating on that heart energy, because I was a little bit worried looking at some of the cards that there was a little bit of a lack of that sort of cup heart energy. So it's nice to have that. The other thing I will say is that obviously we've got this love here, and the thing that I'm drawn to with the other card here is that it talks about body image or self-image. So what I want to say to you is that can you concentrate this week on actually giving yourself love? Okay, that's the message I'm getting here with these two cards. So the first card out, I'm just moving this incense out of the way. It's gone crazy. The first card out for you, my gorgeous Pisces, is the Ten of Wands. It's in the position of the week as a whole. Okay, so as I said to you at the start, if you know your cards, you may well go, oh no, not the Ten of Wands, because it's often the end of a hard journey. It's the uphill battle. It's my back's about to break. I've had enough. But on the good side of that, my friends, is that you're about to put the bundle down. You're about to, put it down, chillax, reap the rewards. That's a harvest he's got on his back. And he's about to reap rewards for that, And then after a 10 often becomes a new beginning. And look, wouldn't you know it? There's an Ace of Cups there. There's a new beginning being offered from the universe. So don't be worrying about the Ten of Wands. It might have been a hard journey until now, but you are nearly there this week, okay? There's going to be some good things, definitely some really good things coming in for you this week. Don't worry about the Tower. We'll get to that later. Okay. The next card out is in the position of something that may come unexpected or a surprise this week. And we're looking at the Four of Pentacles. So look, sometimes this card is about holding on to things too tightly. It's sometimes a little bit of insecurity, fear around money or our resources, our material possessions sometimes. So what I'm getting in terms of this position is a couple of things. So first of all, you might find that you surprise yourself because you actually realize that you have more than what you're telling yourself. You have more than what your fear is telling you. And so you're stepping into this position of, well, heck, I've got 2 full bags there. Like I'm actually got a really good foundation. The other thing that I want to touch on, because it has come up so much in all of the other readings, in all of the intuitive messages that I'm beginning for myself, for my friends around me, is this sense of non-attachment. And it really is coming in as a surprise to many of us who are encountering this. And to be honest, it's actually a really good surprise, okay? Because what it does in the relationship to this card is, are you overly attached to something or some things in your life? And if we're holding on too tight, we can't allow the space for the universe to drop new, beautiful things into us. So I know for me personally, I've got to a position of non-attachment. So non-attachment in terms of, my job, my friends, my house, my possessions, even relationships with my family, I obviously still am engaged in all those things, and I obviously still have a lot of love and fondness for all of those things, but no attachment, if that makes sense. I could lose my job tomorrow and I would be okay because I know that the universe would be looking after me. So I feel like this might come as a surprise to you, that something drops into you this week as almost like a realization, a revelation of, holy cow, I don't need to be attached to all this heavy stuff, you know, like if I've got these heavy bags, I can't travel lightly, okay? So there's a song that's coming to mind by DX Bentley, and it's called Traveling Light. And I can't remember the words to it, but that's kind of dropping in as a bit of a message for you. If you like DX Bentley, please go and check it out. If you like country music, you are an immediate friend, okay? Don't turn the video off just because I like country music. All right, fun and games are over. Let's keep moving. The next card out is the Ace of Cups, and it's sitting in the position of how we can stay grounded and focused this week. So what I want to say here is that not necessarily in terms of staying grounded. I think, you know, I think we've really got that covered off here with this sort of base chakra energy, this even, you know, tapping into that love card as well. I think what this is saying to us is more the focus rather than the grounded, okay? How can we stay focused? The advice I'm getting is be sensitive to everything that is in your environment. So this octopus tentacle, it's got all the little suckers on it. So it is extremely receptive to its environment. It's extremely fluid and adaptable. So stay focused on being receptive and adaptable, because that's when this new opportunity from the universe is going to come into you, and you don't want to miss it. So if you're not in a position where you're perceiving what's around you in the environment, you might actually miss this gift, okay? And as I said before, the Ace of Cups, that gift is going to be about something that is, you know, heart-opening, enriching, enlivening, joy, abundance. It could even be a new romance. So, you know, you certainly do want to be open and receptive to whatever that is that's coming in for you. The next card out in our emotions is the Page of Wands card. And the sense I'm getting here is that in terms of your emotions this week, you are extremely stimulated and excited, and you know, there's a kind of a youthful exuberance about your energy this week, and you've got all these ideas and passions that you're like, oh, I want to do that, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, and yeah. So look, that's a really good place to be. The only problem might be if you have to make a choice on any of these things. So if you do, just I guess tapping into that that sensitivity to what it is that's going to bring this cup of joy to you, okay? Because one of those ideas, one of those passions, one of those drives is potentially going to be stronger than the next, and is going to present a better offer, if that makes sense. The next card out is the Seven of Wands. It's in the position of our inspirations this week. Okay, so interesting card for this position. So ordinarily I would say with this card is that there may be a sense of standing your ground, having to stand your ground, being even being defensive, pushing things or people away. But in terms of inspirations this week, I think what I would like to say is be careful not to push things away, okay? And the reason I say that is because what we talked about here with the Ace of Cups, being open, being sensitive and open to what's in your environment. And if you're not sensitive and open to your environment, if you're pushing things away all the time, then you might again miss out on those opportunities, okay? So that's an invitation for you to allow those things to come in and see what, also allow your gentle nature to be seen as well. That's the other thing that I'm getting here. The next card out is the Sun, and it's in the position of how you can best support yourself. Sorry, I just keep getting drawn back to that Page of Wands. I'm getting told to tell you, so this card, it keeps drawing me back to the pyramid here on the bottom. So the Spirit's telling me to remind you as well that in terms of your emotions, that you know, there's some magic, there's some mystery, and yeah, there's like an energy that we don't quite understand, and you're actually holding and possessing that mystery and magic this week. So that's the other message that was just coming through to me. So that's why I just got a little bit distracted there. So back on track. The Sun card in how we can best support ourselves. Okay, so if you are in a location in the world where you can actually go out and engage with some sunshine, this could be a literal meaning for you. So getting out into the sun, letting that vitamin D nourish and warm and comfort us. Alternatively, it could be just about allowing that joy to hold you, to hold space for you this week. Okay, so the other thing, you know, is that, and I often see that with this particular sun card, is this, because the bright yellow sunflower is just so strong in this card, it really draws me in to want to talk about that sense of I am, that solar plexus energy of knowing who you are, standing in your power, and, you know, in terms of supporting yourself, that's the best way that you can support yourself is to actually stand in your power. A little bit related here to the Seven of Wands, you know, like you're standing your ground potentially on something, but here you're standing in your power and you're like, no, this is me, this is who I am, and I am brilliant and amazing and full of joy and full of abundance. And so it's about like holding that space for yourself. It's about giving yourself that self-love, you know. The next card out in the position of your relationships is the Wheel of Fortune. So if you've had some sticky relationships lately, be it romantic or friendship, family, etc., your fortunes may well be changing this week in relation to them. So the other thing about this card that I love is that this creature is sitting in the middle of the wheel and there's all this chaos going on all around her, but she's in the middle. She's not disturbed by it. Okay, so even if your relationships haven't found this happy place at this point in time, and they will, is that, you know, in the center of a storm, in the center of a tornado, it's actually dead calm, and it's all the chaos that's happening around us. So in terms of relationships this week, try and be that centered point. Try and not get engaged in all the pettiness, potentially, of any chaos of relationships around you, if that is the case. The next card out is the King of Swords. It's sitting in the position of your career. So I'm getting the sense that in your career, this is this is presenting you as somebody who's a very good, maybe a very good speaker, a very good communicator, a very good spokesperson. May well be somebody who's obviously highly intellectual. So somebody who's very much a quick thinker. I'm getting the sense of like even like a lawyer or a business person. So it's somebody who's really got super control of their mind. You know, they're really experienced in whatever this area is that they are sitting in. Also, it's, you know, that sword is the kind of the truth of justice as well. So that's where that idea of the lawyer comes in as well. But it, you know, it could be something, you know, it could be writing. It's any sort of communication really. But we've also got a perfect pair here, because from the universe we've got the Queen of Swords as well. So I'm just going to put her with her little with her little partner here. So there may be a relationship in your life that is this meeting of equals, if you like. So in terms of the Wheel of Fortune, if it is a romantic relationship, that could be coming into you. You could be meeting your match on that level. In terms of career, you know, we can kind of lend each of the cards to each of the areas. So it could be in your career as well, where you might be meeting even a workmate or a partnership. You might be going into partnership with someone, and it's somebody that you can go into this partnership with on equal footing, equal terms. The other thing I see here is this idea of of justice that's coming in. It's so really that sort of justice is really standing out quite strongly for me for both the King and the Queen of Swords, particularly with the message from the universe, with sitting there with the Tower, and this Tower is seated in the middle of the King and Queen of Swords. So it's almost like those two energies, the King and Queen of Swords, are coming together to bring almost like a crashing down of some system that hasn't worked. And there's some truths being exposed that are going to cause this system to break down. So this Tower, I actually don't think it's related to you. I think it's something that might be going on in the environment as a whole around us. So yeah, but I do feel like you've got some kind of relationship to it. So you might be invested in it, in terms of it might be a situation that you're following in the world, or you might actually be actively engaged, actively holding your ground on a particular issue. And so you might have an investment in the outcome of this kind of crashing down, and then we can all come together and rebuild. All right, my beautiful Pisces, I do hope that makes sense. Please drop us a comment in the box below if you are drawn. If you've enjoyed the reading today, please like, share and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next week. All right, bye my friends.